All right, so this is the discussion assignment for week 4 of design research. Jordan Nelson is here, and myself, Angela Morrow, is here. It's November 20th at 6:30. So I'm just going to go ahead and share my screen and go over to this design discussion. Can you see this, Jordan?
Yes, I can see.
Okay, let me try and, oops, try and make this a little smaller. Can you still see the design discussion?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so step 2, meet and discuss. We'll just go through these. The first one, discuss key concepts that had an impact on your understanding of the projects. Um, do you wanna start that off, Jordan?
Yes, that's fine. Is this about the just the project or the course in general?
Yeah, I think, just any of the projects that you want to highlight, um, would be appropriate. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. So I don't know which project I want to highlight, but I feel like this course in general has kind of helped me realize that you can think more, intentional instead of just visually.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, I've actually thought about that a lot too, because it's not just about designing something visual. It's about, finding out why you do it like that. Like, who are you doing it for? And then what might they like? Then, that will impact how you actually design it visually.
Right. I feel like before this class, I was communicating, I think, in a visual way, well, when it came to design differently. But doing these projects, it's like, okay, you're really structuring yourself to make a beautiful design and not think of it as like, oh, this is like an art piece, or like this is,
Hmm.
these colors look nice, but like you actually have a layout, and the typeface is important, the
Hmm.
typography is very important. All these things matter, especially if you're going to a client with this. So
Hmm. Yeah, I've been thinking about it like designing with intent to communicate effectively.
yes,
You
precision,
know,
precision.
yeah, exactly. So, what do you think? Do you want to talk about anything like within the learning material that's helped you better understand how to communicate better? Anything stick out as far as the things we've gone over in this class?
Yeah, I'm learning about the different brands. I think I look at them differently now.
Mm-hmm.
It's more storytelling instead of just seeing like a logo or their colors. Um, and I love how like each brand, like Nike, Dove, they make sure their audience is like very like comfortable and everything is inclusive.
Yeah.
And I don't think we realize that in brands is very important
Mm-hmm.
because it is like a
Yeah.
campaign. Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I've been noticing a lot more of how I kind of pick apart, different ads and just visual communications that I come across throughout the day. Like I've
Mhm.
just been taking note of, all the little things that they decided in
Right.
order to make what they made to communicate the message. So
Right.
it's really interesting. I agree, like, going over the brands and stuff, it really makes you kind of understand it more
It
because you
does.
can you can relate it to something that you see all the time. So you're
Right.
used to seeing it, and now you understand why you think about the things you think about when you see those ads. So,
Right. So I feel like when you're shopping at these different brands and stuff, like you definitely have a change of meaning. Yeah.
mhm. Let's see. What do you think about C for number one? Like, how will it help you as a designer in the future?
I feel like it is because I'm a mixed media artist,
Mm-hmm.
and kind of going into that to shaping myself as like a media designer.
Mm-hmm.
It definitely, like I said, structure. I feel like structure and learning how to really learning how to campaign yourself or campaign whatever you're trying to sell, or
Mm-hmm.
feel like that will help me a lot in the future.
Yeah, I agree. I do a lot of mixed media too, so
Mhm.
it's always hard for me to, think about like how the different elements of
Mhm.
the art that I produce or, the marketing materials that I produce, like how those elements pertain to each, demographic or psychographic in a certain way. And then does it all come together and still communicate the same thing to those, different types of potential consumers?
Right, right. And it has been like a lot of research, but I
Hmm.
feel like research does like help, like it slows you down to kind of think more, think
Hmm.
and break down designing, and like think about the purpose more than just kind of thinking about like decorating or you're decorating a flyer or you're decorating an ad, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah,
for
yeah,
sure.
yeah. Mhm.
And then, has the learning material changed your perspective about the industry?
Hmm. How do you feel about that question?
Well, when you think about the industry, what do you think of? Do you think of like the media industry, or do you think of like more on the design side of the industry, or do you think more on the marketing side of the industry? I feel like you could pick apart this question to have it
Yeah,
relate to any or all three of those. So,
right. Yeah, that's broad because like you said,
hmm.
the art side, the marketing side.
Hmm.
This material makes me very more I've always been interested in marketing, but this material makes me more interested in like the marketing side of
Hmm.
art. Mhm.
I started in marketing, so this is this is exactly what I was hoping for when I read the
Mhm.
program description. It's
Right.
and at each class, like I understand it a little bit more, like how the creative side merges with the actual like, and they call it like the boardroom side, and it just makes so much more sense because if you can explain to the CEOs why this design is the right design and just tell them and make and convince them that you did the research and this is going to be the best design they can use, then you're going to be so much more effective in your job.
I agree. I feel like you definitely have to know what you're like going into and what you're working with before you just get into an environment like that.
Mm-hmm.
Be very
Yeah,
professional.
for
So
sure.
this material is shaping us to be more professional and
Mhm.
think of it in that aspect. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mhm.
All right, so is there anything else that you wanted to add for number one?
I don't think so. Do you want to add
Okay.
anything?
No, thank you. I think we got it covered. All right, so number two. So yeah, so we'll discuss one of the brands. Do you want to go first? Do you want me to go first?
You can go first. It's
Okay.
fine.
I think that was this one. Oh no, it's this one then. Okay, so the one that I enjoyed doing the most was uh, Christian Dior's perfume, J'adore. And I've actually used this perfume since I was like in high school. Like
Smells so
it's been
good.
my signature scent. And like my friends are like, "Oh my gosh, somebody was wearing your perfume," and I thought it was you. Like that's how much I've always worn this perfume. So that was definitely my first the first brand that I wanted to do when I thought about what this assignment was really asking for. And just like looking at Rihanna in these ads, it was just so beautiful. I would play the video. If you haven't seen it, you should watch it.
Okay.
Because it is just like dynamic. Like you would think it was like a music video. It's just
Mhm.
beautiful. And they
The best.
always use the Versailles Palace and yeah, it just I don't know how anybody resists buying this perfume.
It smells really good.
It does. Yeah. Um, so this was my favorite.
Okay.
Let's see. I'm trying to think what do we have to come. So, oh, the specific messaging elements of the brand. So, definitely they're trying to come across and say like wearing this perfume is essentially going to make you feel like a goddess. Um, it's not her like going up to somebody else or attracting somebody else. Like she's the only person in this ad. Like she wears this perfume for her. Um,
It's
and then visually communicating the message. Definitely by using Versailles, like that they're kind of known for that, for using the Versailles Palace in their ads. And gold is like it dripping with gold in all their ads. So it's pretty it's pretty prevalent. Um,
Yeah, their color palette choices, like for it to like everything to just go with the perfume, and then they put that in
hmm
the commercial, is top tier. Like it really
Yeah,
is. It's
for
very
sure.
cohesive. Yeah.
And they, yeah, and like the bottle's beautiful and
Yeah.
everything. Um, so I would say I I actually always notice perfume and cologne ads, um, because I feel like they have like a whole different sense of luxury. When you think about it, like and cologne are one of those things where you can't tell what it smells like by watching the commercial. Like
Right.
you have to really just be like, well, it looks like it could smell amazing. Or,
Yeah.
and you're trying to attract somebody to buy this perfume based on what they feel watching the ad. So, I think communication has to be done very delicately for it to really convey those types of messages.
Right.
So, the product itself has to differentiate itself from other products in the terms of like how it does its messaging. I think it just has to be done completely different from others. And then um, the voice and tone reflect the core messaging. Yeah, I mean, again, like it's always like a very sensual ad. It's always, really trying to attract um, people who are looking for luxury and something that's going to give them confidence. Um, it's just all their ads are very similar in that respect. Just
Right.
trying to convey beautiful, gorgeous appeal to a person.
Right. It's very appealing. It makes you want to just go into the store and buy it now. I don't even care if it's good or not
Yeah.
because the like you said, the visually, like they just grab you already. And
hmm
we've seen their commercials for years and they
Yeah.
always eat it up every time. They always do their best to like use someone that's very appealing or trendy at the
hmm
time. Like I'm
Yep.
glad they had Riri on here.
Me
She
too.
yeah.
You know what? I was sorry when I was reading about this. Charlize Theron, she was
Mhm.
actually the J'adore girl for the last 20 years. I didn't
Yeah.
even know that. I was like, oh wow, like it didn't even occur to me that she had been doing it that long, I guess.
Yeah.
And now they just changed to somebody else. That I was like, wow, they were just like Charlize all the way. so, so I thought that was really cool that they finally have, somebody different to be the spokeswoman of the campaign.
It was
And
really cool.
I think it definitely will bring in a more diverse market, which is, what they probably need at this point.
Right.
So, do you want to go ahead and cover yours? You can share your screen. I think you might just have to like switch.
Yes, or are you able to
Maybe,
stop?
oh, I can stop share first.
Oh, okay, there you go.
Maybe that'll work. Perfect.
Okay. I don't know if you can see it. Let me zoom
Mm-hmm.
out a little bit. Can you
Yep,
see
I
it?
can see it.
Okay.
Everything. Yeah, it's
So
perfect.
this is week one. This was the 1.8 research assignment. And I had went over Dove's ad. I've been using Dove since like a kid. I've been using Dove for a long, long time. And I've it's been interesting like to see how they've changed their brand. They changed based off what's going on at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And I love that. I love that. But what I love about Dove is like, as you can see for this ad, they are using like real people. They have changed. They still use models, but
Mm-hmm.
they have like shaped it to using real people, just that look like anybody you'll see, just regular, and just also people who have disabilities, and and I
Mm-hmm.
think that's very inclusive. Um, I feel like that's just authentic to me. And I feel like that drives people to go purchase something when I see somebody on, an ad that looks like me or an ad that looks like you or, I can relate to them.
Mm-hmm.
they just include like self-esteem and inclusivity and like real beauty. Like that's what their message has been. Like, and you see they had like let's change beauty. So they're
Yeah.
really big on that. I was trying to find a better ad for this one. I didn't like that it was so skinny, but
No,
um
it looks good.
it was very hard to find something that was clear in quality.
Hmm.
Maybe that was just Google issues. But they focus on real beauty instead of like perfection for like their elements.
Right.
Like I said, inclusivity. So like you see different skin tones, body types, different ages, and that's empowering. That's empowering for like girls, young girls, older women. That sends out a good message. So I feel like they already do well with that.
Yeah, I'll be honest, I almost chose Dove, but I was like,
Really?
I can't really like relate on a like personal level. And then, so I kept brainstorming and, that's how I found up with mine. But yeah, because I have taken note of their ads over the last few years, they have
Yeah.
come so far. Like
So
I don't
far.
even think I ever really thought about Dove as much as I have more
Yeah.
recently since they started this new campaign. Like I've just been really so impressed by their new messaging.
Yeah.
It's really bold and yeah, I just love it. So I actually saw your post and I was like, oh cool,
Yeah.
because I agree. It's a great example.
It's a brand that has been around for a long time, and they stay in the know. Like everybody knows them, so everybody's using them. And now they have so many things, not even just soap. They have so many things um, in their brand, in the company. And I love how their layouts hasn't changed. Like how you'll see a brand and they kind of do a lot. Like they keep their stuff white, and then they add like the minimal designs. Their layouts are always very clean and it's always like soft, neutral. And I
Yeah.
think they want you to have, I guess they want you to have like a gentle feel when seeing their
Mhm.
layouts, but they make minimal changes. They don't do anything, that's drastic away from their like original design or original message.
I can
Yeah.
remember my mom using Dove when I was a kid, and it had that same gold Dove. And I think, they use so much white. I think it reminds me of like purity, maybe they're like kind of going for that. Um,
Right. The peer look, yeah.
yeah, I think it works for sure.
Right. It does. It does. I was looking at what else I had put on here. Um, I feel like it's not really one of those glam ads. And I think that's why I chose them. I think I did
Right.
choose some other like glam stuff for like the other assignments, but this one is just it's simple, it's impactful, and it's just another beauty product. I love that they have some. They're starting to get into the natural things as well too. Um, as far as like their products, so they are trying to make sure they're not using crazy chemicals and you know,
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's really important because it's not like it's so popular right now, but like popular isn't the right word. I think, we've just seen in our society a shift
right,
into, consumers just wanting more raw materials, more natural products. Like
right, right,
and
right.
yeah, I think that's just been like a global shift, it feels like.
Right, right. I agree. And that's definitely what sets Dove aside from like the competitors when it just comes to like not being perfect. You know, you see other ads and it's like airbrushed and all that stuff. And with them, that's not really the case. Like they wanted to be known that I think they have more of an emotional, what do you call it? Is it like an emotional feel or
Yeah, like they evoke emotions
right, right,
in their
right,
ads. Yeah, for sure.
right, right.
It makes you feel good about yourself. Like you
Yeah,
said,
like there's no
it's
judgment.
all about like, female empowerment and just, being like having self-esteem and feeling good about yourself.
Right. And that goes into like their tone, like being very supportive, not judging you, encouraging you. Yeah. So I think that's what really stick with me since I feel like when you can research a brand that you do use personally, it's more
Hmm.
effective. It's more effective.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think because you like understand it. You're like, I use this product, because this messaging speaks to me on this level for this reason. So you can really articulate it better.
Yeah, and I think they're when they like in the beginning, they were not one of those brands that that you were kind of looking at as inclusive.
Oh
That
yeah,
got better over the years. Yeah.
I wonder what sparked this campaign. I wonder if they needed to shift because like the older generation was their primary consumer and they wanted to branch out and relate to the younger generations because I feel like that's what it did, if that's what the intent was. And I'm not
Mhm.
sure. I'd have to probably research more about it, but I feel like that would make a lot of sense if they were like, okay, let's try and get the younger generations because like I said, like I remember my mom using it and my grandma using it. I've never used it until their body washes. So
Right. I think a lot of what I was doing some research, a lot of businesses kind of changed their message like right after COVID when a lot of
mm,
things were going on and like a lot of the whole and not being inclusive and a lot of brands
hmm
kind of switched their tone
yeah,
after. Mhm,
I think you're right. Yeah, absolutely.
mhm. Having more like a softer, like gentle approach, I feel like.
Yeah,
Yeah.
everybody's trying to be a little bit more relatable now that
Yeah,
we've been
exactly.
through like all this together.
Yeah, being relatable helps the dollar, to be honest. It does. And they know that it's how you do it though. Like being authentic is important. Don't just slap all these people on the ad and you really don't mean it or you don't really care about the message behind it. So I feel like certain brands really do well with that when they actually do care and they're wanting everybody to use it, not a certain demographic to use their product. So that's important. That's important.
I agree.
Yeah. Did you want me to stop sharing?
It's up to you. I don't know if you have the discussion questions up.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
okay. So for three. Oh yeah, so our group name.
Oh
So
yeah.
um so you and I came up with creative dreamers, right?
Yes.
Well, or just we'll start with dreamers and then we thought about an adjective for the third prompt.
Right.
So and the sorts of themes that we were thinking about, actually I'm not sure we didn't really brainstorm that too much. What do you think?
Well, about creative dreamers, I feel like that's like if someone was wanting to join our group, I feel like that's a safe space for other creators to like express themselves
Yeah,
confidently. Um,
that
we can
makes
all
sense.
connect. Mm-hmm. Because I feel
So
like
it's
when you want like self expression, you want to find a place where you like belong. You know.
mhm. Yeah. Um, and so I think that it makes sense when we think about like our group name, like what would kind of go into all that is, what we thought about was the need for achievement as far as
Mhm.
the options, and that really comes from, although like we're creative and we're dreamers because we aspire to achieve
Right.
something. We want to achieve that mastery of creativity. Um, so I think that by being a dreamer, like you're always striving to reach a goal.
Yes, it's community and connecting and like you said, inspiring each other. That's what the goal is in that. You know.
And so, yeah, so the adjective that we decided to add was creative. And I think that sets the group name apart from,
Mhm.
just dreamers because without the creative and, if the group name was just dreamers, then
Right.
it's like, well, what do you guys like? Just like your dreamers, like you dream about things that are impossible or,
Oh,
you know,
broad, right?
or like, are you like taking naps in the middle of the day and dreaming or, you know?
Right.
So I think adding the creative
Yeah.
defines the group.
Yeah. It specifies it a little more. Yeah.
Exactly. Mm. Um, well, was there anything else that You wanted to add?
Mm, I don't think so. Do you have anything else you want to add, or discuss, or just like what you appreciate from like the material or the class so
Oh
far?
yeah. Um, and I know you have your uh journal open too, I think you said, right?
Yes.
Do you want to highlight anything on your journal that you particularly enjoyed
Oh
during this
yeah,
class?
I really did enjoy the assignment we were just working on, the creative briefs. I really
Mm-hmm.
enjoyed that. Just because it was personal for me. And I loved being able to like kind of build my own, like it felt like I was building my own event. And
Yeah.
I do like event planning already. So I was like, okay, this is cool. And then to actually like research, because it was more fun to like research an event I already know about, which is
Mm-hmm.
Juneteenth. And to talk about like the target audience and like it was really interesting. I'm trying to scroll down to the other one.
I really loved creating the event too. I do love event planning as well. And
Yes.
yeah, it's so I just really enjoyed this whole
Yeah, I really
project
did.
too.
I did too. I really enjoyed it. Um, I thought creative briefs would be difficult, but they really aren't. They give you a chance to kind of sit down and write, and figure out what you're gonna like discuss and research. And I
Yep,
just thought this was like an authentic project. I really like this one.
yep, I agree.
Mhm. It was where I was able to just like have fun with it because
Oh,
I
how'd you put a GIF in there?
so
Or
like
you'll have to
you,
just tell me how to do it later.
yeah, I will. You can just add it and then
Okay.
like you can put a link in there.
Oh, that's cool.
But I can show you. Yeah. Um, I think I added another Juneteenth at the bottom. Yeah, I did to complete it. But
Mm.
this one I
Oh,
wanted to talk
cool.
about this. This one was interesting because the style sheet. I don't know
Mm-hmm.
how it was interesting to like break down. I've never done a style sheet before. I've done vision boards, but like to
Mm-hmm.
do a style sheet was very different. So I was like, okay, this is fun. I wasn't really confident at first
Right.
because I felt like I'm like, okay, we're just breaking down the project and like the event. But I don't know. I guess it felt like a little, you know how you have like a little art project. That's kind of how this felt. Like it felt like one of
Mm-hmm.
those art projects that I had in my undergrad. Um, I
I
just felt
felt
about it.
like I overthought this a lot.
Yeah, yeah. Trying to break down like the shapes and the lines and how
Mm-hmm.
that would be like perceived visually. I'm like, how can you put Juneteenth in a line? But then I'm like, okay, so freedom, like the flag. And I'm like, okay, so maybe a little flowing line looks good.
And you know what? I think that as long as you justify it, then
Yeah,
it does look good and it does
yeah,
apply to freedom. And
right,
so absolutely, you just, as long as you can explain why or how it
right,
conveys that message, that's what
right,
you need, I think, is how I
right,
understand it at least.
right. I'll let you share yours if you wanted to show
Yeah, sure.
another project. But I really did love that one. I love the holiday event one.
I agree. I'll probably just show you mine too. Okay, so can you see it okay?
And I love
Uh,
the way you have yours organized. I saw yours. I was like, I love
Oh,
it.
thank God I started doing that from the beginning because I just couldn't handle it otherwise.
Yeah, I
Um,
need help because I didn't know how to do this at first. This is my first like web page.
yeah, we should come together at another time. We'll exchange
Right, right.
tactics. Um, yeah, so there was a lot going into this project with the creative brief and the
Mhm.
additional images and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I actually used AI for this one
Oh, that's
and
cool. I should have thought about
this one too. Like I put in the colors and I said like, oh, I want it to be natural looking and
Oh, I
organic.
love
Like
it.
this is what
I
it
should have
came
did
up with.
that. Why didn't I
And I
think
was
of that?
like, perfect. Like sounds good. Let's use it. So,
No, it's beautiful. Yeah.
um, yeah, and then let me see. So my idea, I really enjoy doing with the Earth Day celebration. Earth Day has
Mhm.
always been kind of my thing. I was really into, environmental stuff when I was a kid, so
Yeah.
that's what I chose to focus on. And yeah, and I don't know, like I mean, like you said, like, this project was really fun and,
Mhm.
planning out the event and finding, just like why we would do certain things. Sorry, my cat's food's going off.
Yes.
Um, yeah, I found it really interesting to create those things and make them make sense for the design.
You did great visually, like
Oh,
it
thank
all.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't like like I said, like I was really overthinking this. I'm like, oh, but is
Yeah.
this a pattern because the circles repeat? And
Your textures make more sense than mine. I feel like my textures are like I couldn't figure out how I wanted to
I
do
went back and forth. Like this was a
it.
texture for a minute. Like I think this was a texture for a minute and a
Yeah.
pattern. Yeah, I was going back and forth on where some of these would go, but um, yeah. Is there anything else that you want to touch on or add?
I don't think so. I feel like this is great to be able to compare and like to look each other's work and just like discuss, how we were wanting our work to be and like what we liked and what we didn't like, what we struggle with. That's very helpful when you're done with it, at the end. So
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I think these discussion meetings are good for us. And
yeah,
there's only like 7 or 9 of us in the program, so we're gonna get to know each other, I think, over time.
right, right.
But all right, Jordan, thank you so much. I'm
Thank
gonna
you.
stop recording and then we'll figure out how to upload this recording.
Okay, perfect.